you still have no common sense. Let me ask you, how come with man so noble, he always robbing another man? Animals live in the jungle for millions of years without one policeman. A man will visit the... So you see your mistake. Tell me who's civilized and who is the snake. And the donkey say, man, you foolish. You just go and enjoy your life. But then the maker decide to call you. The money gone to your wife. You in the cemetery, she and the next man spending all your money. So answer me fast. Who's civilized and who's the jackal?
WEFM is SVG.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, it's time here in SVG. It is 7:40. I wanted to say something about I was going to leave you alone. Morning, Kingsley. I good. How are you?
Yeah, fine, thank you. I'm wondering how Vincentians is reacting to the issue where Dr. Gonsalves decided that if the need arises, he will free up his American visa in favor for the Cuban workers, right? Dr. Gonsalves, in my opinion, has a lot of influence in the Caribbean, right? And I often hear him make comments about other people's sovereignty. And I'm wondering if people think that he should get involved because he had some time recently where he went to Jamaica and did something that the Jamaicans think he shouldn't do. But what is important with this issue of the Cuban health workers, Dr. Gonsalves been wrong, and Dr. Gonsalves knows that what is taking place in Cuba politically is not what people expect. People hope that the democracy in Cuba will demonstrate democracy and they will have several political parties, and when they have election, it will not be one man, one family running Cuba. So when Dr. Gonsalves made the gesture of freeing up his visa for the Cuban nurses, I support that immediately. But in the long run, I'm wondering if Dr. Gonsalves is making a statement that he loves Cuba because Cuba is what Cuba is. I don't know if your mom will probably tell you if you don't remember. People used to think that Dr. Gonsalves is a clone of Fidel Castro. Before he came out and joined the LP, people used to be afraid of Ralph Gonsalves and his political ideology. We noticed since 2001, he has came as Prime Minister, but he still rules like something similar to Fidel Castro because, hey, Dr. Gonsalves is the ultimate employer. Everybody in Civis who is employed with the government have to have the sanction of Dr. Gonsalves. And if you don't seem to sing from that song sheet, you don't get the support of people who think that, boy, if you criticize my leader, you're trying to prevent me from eating food. And when people use the word eat the food, some politicians say they never say so. But I heard them say so. But I am a bit worried if Vincent don't get caught up in Dr. Gonsalves speaking on the issue of freeing up his visa. And I would like to hear people respond to that and take it for what it's worth, because Dr. Gonsalves does a relatively good job. But there are times when I used to call in a shake-up program and ask him to speak on the other sovereignty of other countries, like in Venezuela when he had it thing here, and you don't hear him get involved in that. But all of a sudden now, Dr. Gonsalves wants to project himself as the Ayatollah of the Caribbean politics, where I don't think he got Mayor Mutti supporting him. I don't think he get the Prime Minister of Trinidad, Mr. Rowley, saying the same thing. But Vincent, I have to think deeper than that, okay? Mm-hmm. Should we sacrifice our visas? Should we follow what Dr. Gonsalves is saying as a leader? No, I don't think they should do that. I think they should think for themselves. As Francis Ever would say, you have to think deep and think critically, and that's my rant for this morning. Have a wonderful day.
All right.
And enjoy yourself. Okay then.
You as well. Thanks, Kingsley. All right, so that was Kingsley this morning with his commentary regarding how he's asking questions. How do Vincentians feel about the PM renouncing or stating that he is going to give up his visa? All right. As Kingsley correctly said, coming down to the end of that, after I heard the PM saying that he would gladly give up his visa, I did hear several other regional leaders also echoing the same thoughts. And I think the reason why many of them, I guess it got to many of them, is the use of the term trafficking or human trafficking with regards to the medical personnel who have been given their service within the region. Now, as it has been said, not only by PM Gonsalves, but also by the other leaders who have also indicated that they too would give up their visa, is that in no way can the word trafficking, human trafficking, be associated with the medical professionals who come here to work within St. Vincent and the Grenadines or within the region. Many of them or all of them are paid on the same scale as local personnel themselves as well. So how can you claim that there is human trafficking where persons are coming of their own free will, they are being paid, and yet you're using the term human trafficking? So I think that is what really got to many of the leaders. And I'm happy to see that many of them are standing in solidarity in terms of saying that they would gladly give up their visa. Now, is it a case where us regular folks who are not in politics or not in political leadership, is it a case where we should necessarily follow suit? I don't think so. And I don't think that is what any of the leaders themselves are asking of their citizens to do. But I think that they themselves, as the leaders, that they are taking this stance, and they're considering doing that if it does come down to that situation. So, I mean, kudos to them for even saying it, but I don't think for the rest of us that we necessarily need to. Hi, caller, good morning.
Good morning, my lady.
Morning.
Yes, morning to the panelists. No, I as a King, you see, one or two things that really bother into it. I don't make the meaning good. But what happened, he should do more little research as a radio man and as a professional. Before he make a statement, he should have done more research and then come with the commentary. Because one thing is missing so bad from that statement and could be a letdown to he and what he's saying, that he don't think he Caribbean, other people in the Caribbean said Dr. Gonsalves. And he breaking down the news all over the place that Trinidad and Barbados and all these places sided with Dr. Gonsalves to give up the visit if they have to. And then Mr. Gonsalves so right, and they talk about Chirichi Caribbean brothers and sisters, and Gonsalves is the same way too. And then when everybody know that Trump talking a set of stupidness, and he's doing a set of stupidness by putting tariffs and this and that and all kind of thing, and making things harder for the Caribbean and the world and all them kind of things. So we shouldn't really put Trump middle and no way at all, because Trump really is a disaster in what he's doing. And then to say, well, you want to tell Caribbean people what to do, that country that's helping them with the doctors and Cuban and all kind of things, so much help we getting. And then you telling them what to do. But what about China? What about America? America so embedded China and all this kind of communist country that doing human rights, that ain't have no respect for human rights and all kind of things, doing people all kind of things. And then Cuba had their own way. America had their own way, Sylvans had their own way, and if we really check it out, everybody had their own sovereignty, and nobody should be messing to say, well, tell you what to do from that you go independent to steer your own ship. So America to tell us what to do. Trump drive you out of place. And a lot of countries, Russia, communists, all these people they're dealing with. Why they not put why they not really telling them what to do? Like, because Cuba them helpless, and they he's a big giant. You want to rule country and rule world? I find our Prime Minister was right. I might not explain everything I want to say, but I know exactly what Prime Minister is doing, and he have a right. Okay.
Yeah, well, on a point of correction, though, Kingsley did actually state that other regional leaders were standing in support with the PM. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, he said it coming down to the end of his point.
But I think before that, he don't know if it was people think. I think he mentioned that too.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
But anyway, it's a good thing, but I think they should do bad with my resort as a radio man and a fellow that's professional, right?
All right. I'm not sure exactly what point you're trying to pull out there, but okay, no problem. No problem. Thank you. All right. All right. Any thoughts, Dianna?
To respond to Jeff, I think you said, I thought you were speaking about the travel ban issue. I thought you were asking if that is what Kingsley was speaking about. So I said, no, he was speaking about the US and Cuba visa issue. But like all of you that have spoken so far, I am in agreement with the Prime Minister in saying that he's willing to give up his visa for whatever reason. I don't think that America has the right to do what it is doing in telling people, you know what, if you don't do what I want you to do, I'm going to take this away from you. So I stand with all of them and their decision to hold their visa. I hope that we would pay attention to the fact that America has labeled that whole exchange, or put it in the same category as human trafficking. I hope that we're going to remember this extreme term that was used for this particular transaction or whatever the word you want to call it for future references. So when America and other big countries start telling us that particular countries are involved in this and they start calling people like terrorists and these things, I hope we will do our own investigations and not just run with it and say, yes, I agree, you are such and such. And remember that they have the potential to use very extreme terms for things that are not that extreme and not even in that category, right? I hope that we will remember that going forward.
Well, that's the thing, that Trump has his own agenda, and it's just sort of, but I don't know if in this case that many of us within the region would take it on, because when we hear of the term human trafficking, you're looking at, or you're considering somebody who doesn't want to do something, or they've been enticed, or they've been lured into something under false pretenses. Now they know exactly what it is that they're coming over here to do. And many Vincentians and many persons within the region have benefited from the work of the Cuban persons in the medical profession. So to hear human trafficking, or them being forced to do this or forced to do that, for us, I don't think that anybody would have necessarily taken it and ran with it, because we would know differently. We see them up and down. They are interacting with us normal, to use that Trini expression, normal, they're interacting with us. Some have even come and they've married Vincentians, etc. So, we might just look at it as another flippant remark made by Trump, as opposed to taking it and running with it, because we know that that's not the case here, right? So, yeah. But we will take a break at this time, and we have more Trump matters to get into after it. So we are... No, we're not doing that thing today. No, we're not doing that countdown.
Let's see. Do they have okay, no. I was just checking to make sure to see if anybody had any morning to you, Jacqueline, once again, who just showed us up there on the WhatsApp. Somebody says they hope that all of the Caribbean will stick together. We're still waiting on Jamaica to say something. That's what somebody said.
Well, I suppose we're not necessarily waiting for them to necessarily be called out in a sense to say something, but I'm just happy to hear that many of the leaders have stood in solidarity with it.
Yes.
Hi, caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, ladies. Good morning.
Morning.
in my opinion, what Kingsley was really talking about. Kingsley said, Dr. Gonsalves, the one in Trinidad, the Prime Minister, and the one in Barbados, that's their opinion. So we the people, we have to follow them. You understand? That's what Kingsley was really talking about.
So you're saying that we as Vincentians, too should renounce our visa? That's what you mean? We should follow suit what the leaders are saying?
That's their opinion with them, they say. No. With them, they say that's their opinion. We don't have to follow that.
Right.
We could go another way. So if we when they're talking about Cuban nurses coming here and they say that they is what? Like the smuggling in or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, the point is, what them say is their opinion. We don't have to go that way. That is the Kingsley was talking about. I just showing Kingsley's opinion. We don't have to follow them. We could think different as what Kingsley was saying. If you understand.
Oh, okay. I follow now. Yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry. Okay, I follow now. Thank you. All right.
What Roleza? I have no visa for renouncing.
I don't have one either. And I mean, the thing of it is that, it's just been so weird that I have never gravitated to wanting to go to the US. Like it's never been on my first place to go on my list of places to travel to, and I suppose one of the other things too, well, no, you can't. Okay. But it's just never something that I have wanted to go and get. I mean, there have been different opportunities for me to go and get it, and I just never bothered to,
okay.
So I was like, all right, but yeah. All right. So we're going to head on out at this time here in SVG. It is 8:01. And our time check came to you with the compliments of New Haven Funeral Home.